it's asking us solve, write x in terms of a and b. In other words, basically solve for x. What's x? It's good not to answer straight away. What's the wrong answer? I know there's lots of wrong answers, but what's the particularly bad answer here? B over A, which is nonsense for matrices. If they're numbers, divide both sides by A, you get x is B over A. But these are not numbers, these are matrices. And you can't simply divide by a matrix like that. So if you're trying to get x on its own, you need to get rid of A. And how do you get rid of A? A inverse. On the right or on the left? On the left. So you're going to multiply by A inverse on both sides on the left. So you got A inverse times AX equal to A inverse times B. And the A inverse undoes the action of the A, so you just get X is equal to A inverse B. Now, the last question says, oh, using Cramer's rule or another matrix method, theoretically you could go away and find out, I won't show you in class, how to find the inverse of a 3 by 3, but I'm not going to require it. So any question I ask about 3 by 3 simultaneous equations, you can use Cramer's rule. And I won't ask you to find x, y, and z because it takes so long. You'll have to calculate 4 determinants. I'll just ask you to find one of them. So you don't actually have to, now I can still examine, do you know what an inverse is, by putting in this little question like this. So this shows that you know what an inverse is. It's actually more important as you go on to know what it is and what it does rather than actually calculate it. Okay, so that's part D. Part E is using Cramer's rule or another matrix method, which we don't have. Find the rate per minute for calls to Brazil. So what we're looking for now is Z. So Cramer's rule says that Z is equal to dz divided by d. What d is the determinant of this matrix. If you're a bit lazy here, you just write A. 0.9, 1.2, 1.8, 0.7, 1, 1.2, 0.5, 1.1, 1.5. So the D in this Cramer's rule is the determinant of the coefficient matrix. And then dz, you're going to throw the constants, these yolks, instead of the z coefficients. So down here you have 2.52, 1.84, and 2.06. That's what dz means. The same thing, except the constants replacing the z coefficients. The rest of it is there. 0.9, 0.7, 0.5, 1.2, 1, and 1.1. Once you figure out this Cramer's rule, it's not difficult, and typically on an exam it's worth 10 marks, which is an awful lot of marks. This particular question might have been worth something like 12 or probably 12 because of the previous question. So this is something, it won't be in test 2, but you'll be definitely looking at this in the last week. We'll talk more about the exam and very close to the end of the module. Okay, now what you can try and calculate these right here, but I will just do it in some space. We'll do this determinant first. This one. So we could possibly cut down on all the writing, but with no harm. 0.9, 1.2, 2.52, 0.7, 1, 1.84, 0.5, 1.1, 2.06. How do you calculate a determinant? You write the first two columns again. And we do the right down diagonals minus left down diagonals. And you multiply along the diagonals. If you don't divide by 10 or 100 these numbers, this would be like, I don't know, 1.8 million or something. It's just annoying. Yeah, minus left-hand diagonals. 1.2 by 0.7 by 2.6, 0.9 by this by this, this by this by this. 1.2 by 0.7 by 2.06. 0.9 by 1.84 by 1.1. Last one, 2.52 by 0.5. Painful enough, this question. Right, so that's the dz calculated. Now on the next page we're going to calculate this determinant. So you can tip away. So let's calculate this. So again, you write the first two columns again. And then you do the right down diagonals minus the left hand diagonals again. So you can see why you wouldn't want to do it for all three of them. So we get equals, so right down diagonals at 0.9 by 1.5, 1.35 plus 1.2 by 1.2 by 0.5 0.72 plus 1.8 by 0.7 by 1.1. Yeah, there's no shortcuts really to calculating this, unfortunately. Takeaway. Left-hand diagonals. That by that by that, that by that by that, that by that by that. 1.2 by 0.7 by 1.5. Uh, 0.9 by 1.2 by 1.1. I'm fairly sure on your exam the numbers are nicer. 1.8 by 1 by 0.5. Equals. So we end up with, hopefully this looks good, z is dz divided by d. dz is what we calculated on the previous page, 0.0864 divided by d, which we just calculated there, is 0.108, and I hope this comes out somehow nice, 0.0864 divided by 0.108. 4/5, which is 0.80, I suppose we can go over any units knocking around. You could say euros per minute if you wanted. Okay. So your question is more likely to be like this one, with nicer numbers. So what you might do is you might try this question here. And then, yeah, try this question here, and yeah. Okay. Milk anyways to determine that.
Fundamentals and T's, right? Just one written tick. Same answer, but
Upside down.
it's upside down, yeah, I think.
Oh yeah.
Lovely, that's it. 10 marks. Final exam.
So, small mistakes, yeah.